Assalamu alaikum all. Today I'm going to be talking about why you don't need to go abroad to learn a language. Now, I used to think that the only way to speak a language fluently was to go abroad, live in the country, get immersed in the whole culture and like everything around you. However, that is not the case. And, it's been shown by many polyglots on YouTube, and there's so much information out there about that. And I'm going to explain how they kind of go about doing it, what the strategies they sort of use, and how I myself am trying to do that as well. So yeah, just want to say, if you're new here on this channel, I share my journey learning languages as a Muslim. Now, there's lots of polyglots on YouTube who have never been abroad. And you can definitely just search them up. If you search on YouTube, especially, I think it's fantastic. You've got people talking about things, vlogging and stuff like that. There's people who learn Arabic without going abroad, and Mandarin, and like kind of these languages that kind of typically take more time to learn. And, and they're really fluent. Just have a search online and you kind of see that. And it's fantastic. It's like people that have never been to some of these other countries. They've kind of learned the language and they've kind of gone there on holiday. And I think what it is like a limiting belief that we think we have to go to another country to learn the language. And, that's what I used to think, but definitely I don't anymore. And, I really would speak a language whenever I go abroad. I've been fortunate to go abroad to a few places. Like, I've been to Malaysia, Thailand, and I've been to France a few times. I've been to Germany, to Spain and stuff like that. And sometimes I spent a bit of time there and I haven't picked up anything at all. And I think, it's just something that we can sometimes use as a reason for why we can't learn a language or why we're not learning a language. And I think that's that belief that needs to be kind of broken through. And, I know many people who have lived abroad, but have never managed to learn the language at all. So they've actually lived abroad for quite a long time. And, especially in places like UAE, Qatar, Egypt, places like that. And it's just because they're so busy just with everyday living and managing everything, their accommodation, their jobs, their kids, all of that sort of stuff. And then, they need some downtime as well. So, yeah, it's not true at all, I believe. And the internet, YouTube, social media has kind of changed everything now. There's so many like videos out there of people that have learnt languages using resources online. We have things like online tutors that are very cheap to use. I talk about Preply, which is a website that I use. There's YouTube videos where you can watch things in different languages and just kind of immerse yourself in the language. And there's lots of people online that you can find as well that will actually speak with you online, and you could practice your conversation skills, especially if you know English. People want to practice their English a lot, and in exchange they will help you practice whatever language you're learning. So whether it's French, Arabic, like German, Italian, Hindi, you name it, whatever it is, they will kind of help you learn that. And using the internet, one of the best strategies I find is just kind of immersing yourself in the language and the culture. So that is definitely sort of watching shows, watching things like vlogs, and watching like personalities online and stuff to see how they go about their day and stuff like that. And watching shows and listening a lot is really important. And the most important thing was to be consistent, in my view. Like, it's just doing something every day is just the key thing. And this is like, listen, I need to keep reminding myself over and over again. And what I believe is that it's impossible to not learn the language just by doing something each day. And let time do the work. If I do something every day, then my brain's just going to kind of build up those connections, and neurons are going to fire, and it's just going to pick up that language. And it's just about giving it that time and not falling for some of these tricks where, learn a language in 6 hours and stuff like that. It doesn't work like that. The brain needs a bit of time to kind of learn that language. But if you do something every day, and this is what I believe and what I'm trying to do, then that language will stick. Those connections will start being made. In London, I've spoken about this before, the taxi drivers here, they've got this famous test called the knowledge, where they have to pretty much learn all the roads in London and how you get from A to B. It's like a lot of information and to kind of keep in their heads. And typically, it can be quite difficult at first, but then you see the London taxi drivers, like, before they become a driver, before they get their license, they're driving around in scooters, learning the roads and things like that. And, doing lots of testing and things like that. And they kind of learn this like huge, humongous amount of knowledge, which is amazing. Like even in Islam, we have people that memorize the whole Quran. We call them hafizes. That's like amazing how they're able to memorize that whole Quran. And, it seems like it's not doable, but it's just a lot of practice. And also recently I did the exam as a web developer for web accessibility, and something I was struggling with at first, but then bit by bit, slowly things started to make sense, things started to come together. And, and I did the exam recently. Hopefully that will go well, but don't know the results yet. But yeah, I do believe that 99% of language learning is just consistency. It's finding something that you can do every day and just turn up every day. And almost doesn't matter what you do. Like if you do something, like it doesn't matter like what it is. Like if you're doing that every day, you know, you're going to pick up the language, and you know, if it works for you. I think I've definitely spent a lot of time just trying to find the perfect material, and then wasting a lot of time doing that, and not just kind of just sticking into something. And the key thing is make it fun. If I don't make it fun, I won't stick to it, and I'll just get overwhelmed and kind of give up on the language. And this is one of the main things I talk about on my channel. Definitely just watching YouTube shows and Netflix shows and things like that, watching it in the target language and just having the subtitles in the target language. Now, I know some people don't like doing that, or they find that a bit tricky at first. Use English subtitles at first even. Just keep learning, just keep getting exposed to stuff, and you will pick up stuff. So doing that, lots of listening, and using Duolingo as well. Like it only takes a few minutes a day, and it's been really good. And yeah, I feel like I am picking up little bits, and it is just that practice every single day. So yeah, just want to say you don't need to go abroad to learn the language. You know, it's all about finding something fun that you can stick to every day. And it's about 99% of learning language is just consistency. And it doesn't matter what you do. Like anything you find in language, whether it's watching a TV show or something like that, just keep doing it, keep watching it, and you will pick up stuff. But yeah, just want to say thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.